guys, welcome back to another Doctor Who review. Today I'm taking a look at another one of Jamie Bates' 1/6 scale TARDIS kits, but this one isn't actually mine. This was a present for my brother's 35th birthday that me and my dad put together, but I thought it was worth taking a look at. So this box is based on the Thomas Yardley Jones prop, as seen in Silver Nemesis, and towards the end of the McCoy era. With my brother being such a huge fan of the 7th Doctor, this version of the prop was an ideal choice. So once again, the kit came flat packed and unassembled, and was constructed slightly differently to the previous kits that I'd assembled, but was very much the same for the most part. There were a couple of tweaks that we decided to make, which was lowering the height of the roof and the angle of it so it was just a little less steep. And we also cut off these small nubbins to sit above the sign boxes to better match the on-screen prop. Much like the previous kit, there were a few elements that I sculpted on, such as the 2 door handles and the small Yale lock, and then I added a set of hinges to the right-hand side of the door sign, which was simply cocktail sticks cut to size and then glued into place. Additionally, I added these 2 small squares on the lower portion of the right wall, which appeared to be some sort of bracket added to the prop to better hold it together. Similarly, I added these 2 card pieces to the top right of the roof, which again mimicked the brackets fitted to hold the roof in position. Unlike the other kit, I didn't add any polyfiller to create the bumpy texture, as that's not really present on this prop. So it was really just a case of adding some primer and then painting it blue. Now that sounds easy, but we had a false start when we found a colour that looked far brighter than it was on the tin. So after a bit of mixing, we found a more suitable colour. Once painted, the next stage was the windows, cut from Perspex. Now the inside of the windows were covered with an opaque film to grey out the glass so you couldn't see in, and then I used a textured film to simulate the pebbled glass portions. Now much like the other TARDIS I built, the pebbled effect isn't as obvious as I'd like, but it works better in hand than in the pictures you're seeing on screen. I then painted these pebbled sections a watered down sort of off yellow to mimic the aged glass used on the actual prop. After doing a lot of research, I soon discovered that all of the windows weren't in the same formation of the traditional TARDIS windows. So the front doors and the right side are, so that's the 2 pebbled panes of glass in the bottom left and right corners. But then on the left-hand side, all of the lower panes are completely pebbled. And then on the back, that features one window which is almost entirely pebbled. So it was quite a surprise and quite different. But I like catching these little details and adding them to the models because it really captures the feel of these old props that were just sort of being cobbled together after years of use, and they just needed to fix things up and get it done. Once the windows were glued in, the decals were added and then dirtied up ever so slightly to better match the age of the on-screen prop. The final element was the lamp, which I bought from a 3D printing site. Now, I was going to add the link in the description. Unfortunately, I looked the other day and he stopped producing the 1/6 scale Fresnel lenses. However, if you look on Rob Ritchie's Shapeaways page, you'll be able to find that he has done a wide selection of lamps and all sorts of bits and pieces for 1/6 scale TARDISes, so they're really good. I haven't actually bought any yet, but I can highly recommend from what I've seen on the Big Chief Studios fan page. So the lamp that I did get needed some slight modifications to capture the stubby look of the lamp used in the series, and then the lamp housing fit around that. And as you can see on the top of the lamp housing, there's this sort of little bump which then goes flat at the top. That was created using Milliput. And then with that, I then found a flashing LED light on eBay, and it's just operated with batteries, and that flashes like so. Probably a little bit quick compared to the actual prop, but, you know, better than nothing. So that was the 7th Doctor's TARDIS. I'm happy to say that my brother was very pleased with the finished result, just as I was, and he is now eagerly waiting for Big Chief Studios to make an in-scale 7th Doctor figure. Stay tuned as I review another TARDIS kit from Jamie Bate, and this time it's going to be the 8th Doctor's TARDIS from the TV movie. So, thanks again, and I'll see you next time.